Good day, everyone. I'm really sorry this video is coming late. I had to deal with a difficult customer recently, and thank God I stated things in our message, in our conversation together. It was really somehow. Yeah. So with video editing, learn to actually deal with people. When I mean deal, I don't mean I did something bad to the person. I mean, just calm the person down, make the person see what I am trying to say, and just finding a sweet spot for the both of us. That's even when we already agreed on another thing beforehand. Amazing. All right, so yeah. So the last time we talked about psychology of edits, and in the last class that I was unable to record something very good. We talked about cuts, and we also talked about some other effects in CapCut. This video about to watch was edited on PC, but I'll try to break down some of the things in this video, some of the things that we can achieve on CapCut mobile. Working with PC gives you more options to tweak your edits, to do many things. So just watch the edit through, and I will show you some of the things that I can show you here. Are you frustrated with a video that no one watches, or you're feeling invisible in a crowded market? You are not alone. You pour time, money, and creativity into your video, but you're not getting views, shares, and sales. See, I know it's exhausting, and every day your competitors are winning while you are left behind. At Clipify, we don't just make videos, we create attention magnets. Videos that stop your customers on the highway of Instagram, spark emotions, and drive action. We know what works, and we have seen what doesn't. Shaky footage, boring scripts, poor call to action, and we fix it all. Whether it's a brand story, product promo, or social media, we will make sure that your video doesn't only get seen but gets remembered. Let's give them a video that they can't ignore. Book Clipify now, and let's turn your content into a growth machine. Stop wasting time on videos that don't work. Let's make your brand impossible to ignore. Okay, so one of the reasons I actually like this video is because of the sound design that I did to it. So as a token of my apology, I'm giving you a free pack of sound designs. I will drop it on the group. I'll send it to the host of Brightflare. I'll send it to the host of this amazing free class. Yeah, so let's start. Are you frustrated? The first thing I did was that I brought down my main footage. So this is what I did essentially. Yeah, I just remember I talked about keyframes the other time, and I said that keyframes is applying keyframes. Applying a keyframe is the way you instruct CapCut to do a certain thing on your behalf. You understand? Sorry, let me turn off this low power mode. It's stressing me. All right, so it's the way you instruct CapCut to do something on your behalf. So for example, I want CapCut to take, let's say I want CapCut to take this footage here from where it was before. Let me just put it where it was before. From where it was before to this place like this. So what I would just do is that I would tell CapCut, or I'll tell any editing software I'm using, that starting from this place, so you put a keyframe here, starting from this place to this particular place, let's say to this particular place, I want this video to reduce in size like this. That's what I'm literally telling CapCut. I'm giving it an instruction. I want the video to reduce like this. You understand? And so just look at it. It will.
Are you frustrated with a
actually
video that
reduce like that? You see?
Are you frustrated with a video?
What I did. Now, what CapCut will do is that it will actually carry out the instruction that you've told it to carry out. It will carry it out. But you can now tweak it further. You can tell it how it should carry it out, how it should go about it, how fast CapCut should go about the instruction, how slow at first it should go about it, how fast at the end it should go about it. So that's where you now have graphs. So just go to the last keyframe, the diamond one, the last one, and this thing beside the diamond option here, this thing here, you see something like a graph. Click on it and you see linear, ease in, chord in, cubic in, ease out, chord out, cubic out, ease, chord ease, cubic ease, circular ease, rebound in, rebound out, flow to many graphs like that I might not be able to touch. But the one I like using the most is cubic ease.
Are you frustrated with a
because it gives this.
Are you frustrated with a video that
and
Are you frustrated with a
video?
video?
A lot smoother. So what CapCut will do initially, what CapCut did initially was that it just compressed the video in a just normal manner, just compress it one by one. But putting a graph instruction to it now makes it more dynamic. You understand?
Are you frustrated with
be fast? It will be.
Are you frustrated with a video that no
slow at the end? All those kind of things. Yeah. So that was how I achieved this thing in the beginning. And also, you will notice another thing. You will notice that the corners of the video are actually rounded. They are round. So there's a way you can do that in CapCut. What you just do is that you will go to your mask option. You go to your mask option and you click on rectangle. You expand you expand it. You expand it. And you see on the rectangle option that you chose, you see this settings icon. Click on the settings icon and go to this made a mistake. Okay, click on the setting icons and go to round corners and just click round corners. So can you see it? So when you actually now
Are you frustrated with a video that no one watched?
When you actually now go from one
Are you frustrated with a video?
I've made a mistake here. There was something I did there I'm not supposed to do.
Are you frustrated with a video that
I'm saying? I added something there that I was not supposed to add. Possibly my hand mistakenly pressed it. Alright, so yeah. Now I also want my video to come back up. What I'll just do is that there's a keyframe here. There's an instruction that the video should come like this, should reduce in size. I can also instruct the same video to come back up. I can instruct it to come back up. And it will add another keyframe by itself. I don't need to add the keyframe. Once a keyframe is already there, I can just continue to instruct it. So just look at this.
Are you frustrated with a video that no one watches, or you're feeling invisible?
Now you can see that it is a little bit slow. It's just behaving somehow. So what I would do is that I would instruct it again using the graph that I want it to be
that no one watches, or you're feeling
then fast at the end.
Are you frustrated with a video that no one watches, or you're feeling
invisible? It's a lot smoother that way. Yeah. What else did I do? So so this thing here actually used a particular image to push this other image away. You'll notice it here too. I use this all to push the zero viewers away. Then I brought back the footage. Is all the work of keyframes. So something about video editing is that all you need to know are the tools. All you need to know are the tools. Now it's now left to your creativity to find a way to use the tools in such a way that it is amazing, it is creative, and makes sense. You understand? So all everything I used here, I just the tools. I used keyframes essentially in all these places, keyframes, and the reason I'm able to do this is because I think you can do this on your phone too. You can do this on your phone, but no, you can't do this on your phone. Sorry, because it's intensive. So, for example, this place, this thing that you're seeing, are you frustrated? The image of my image, my original clip here, and this image at the bottom, I had to compound clip them together. I don't think you can do that in mobile. Yeah. So for this, what I just did was that I animated this myself. It was also the work of keyframes. I animated this myself, and but you can use animations inside CapCut. So let me show you. Yeah. So let me show you something first before we go into that. So if you notice, this my text looks somehow, and it's just because I don't like my text looking like everyone's text, everyone's fonts. Many people use fonts, and I want it to look a bit different from what others are doing, what others are actually putting out there. So what I do is just a trick that I saw somebody use and I decided to adopt it. What I do is that I will just come to spacing here, and I'll reduce the space between the characters so that it looks different from any other person using the same fonts I am using. There are also many ways to do the stuff, but yeah. So I wanted to show you something. Okay, how to animate this text so that it moves up by itself. Remember, I won't be able to teach you this movement here because it has to do with PC, CapCut PC. But however, you can also do the same thing. It's just that it's going to be more stressful for your device. As if your device can actually do it. All right, so just add your text. Another thing, this is not the font I'm using. This is my font here. Avna Next. Yeah, and I'm using this font because this is the font that my brand uses. I don't like changing fonts, so this is just the font that my brand. This is the font for my brand, yes. So yeah, if I want to animate it and I want it to come like this, all I just need to do, I can also use the keyframe function. Let me turn off my, okay. I can also use the keyframe function, but let's first use the animation here. So I'll just go to, oh wow. So I'll just go to this and I will animate, and I will animate my my clip. I like using showing up. There's an effect like that, showing up. Yeah. So can you see it? Just look at it here.
I'm
But for me, I just edit it with keyframes. So let me show you how to do it with keyframes. So yeah, you see, okay, yeah, just click on the first keyframe. So you're telling CapCut that from this place I want my text to come down like this. Simple, and CapCut will carry out your instruction. Now I want it to be fast at the beginning, slow at the end, or slow at the beginning, fast at the end, which makes it more smooth.
money and creativity.
Yeah. So another thing I can do is that, okay, I want it to show in. What I can do is that I can also keyframe opacity. So let me just go to style here. Where's the opacity? Okay, yeah, it's under text here. So let me just put a keyframe here first. Let me put a keyframe here. Then in the keyframe, I'll just tell opacity to go to 0. Then by the time it's showing up, I want the opacity to go to I want the opacity to go to like 100. So it shows in
Time, money, and
so 0, then opacity, yeah, 100. No. So for opacity, you have to put another keyframe by yourself. As for the what is happening? All right, so let me start again. Let me reduce the opacity here in the first keyframe.
you put time, money, and creativity into.
Let me delete this keyframe and these two. Let me just use the first keyframe I used. All right, so I think in CapCut Mobile, I don't think you can animate opacity. I don't think so. Or let me try again, but let me remove the things here. I don't think you can animate text opacity. So yeah, let me just tell the opacity to be 0. Then at this end, I want the opacity to increase to 100. You see, it's not going through. It's not going through. So if you're editing on mobile, your best option is to use the inbuilt animations. All right. So yes, also the same for this one. You can use the built-in animation. Because I did it in PC, I was able to compound, clip everything, and just bring it into and just move them around. So what I did here was that I animated everything like this. I now made them into one solid clip. Then I now moved it around. So that was what I did there. And yes, yeah, so let's say we have something like this. All right, so the assignment, I don't know if anyone has done the assignment. So for the assignments, you can just play around with what's the name? Play around with keyframes, and let me see what you can just come up with. Just play around with keyframes. So yeah, let me see if this would work.
Spark emotions and drive action. You know what works, and we have seen what does.
I don't know if it's my phone that is behaving like this, but you know what I'm saying. So just play around with keyframes and let me see what you come up with. Then don't forget to also include graphs. All right, so what next? Let me just show you basic color grading. So saturation is how you increase the colors in your video. So for example, if you are orange or our normal dark skin tone, if you increase the saturation, you will notice that everything will just be orange. So let me show you. You see, so saturation is how you increase the colors in your video. If I want my video to be just black and white, I'll just reduce the saturation to -50. If I want to add a little bit of colors to my videos, I can just put it at 17 if I'm editing on CapCut Mobile. But now I've color graded this one, I don't really need to color grade again. But this is how you edit. Most of the time I just suggest that if you are editing on phone, just leave it at 17. Leave it between 14 and 17 if you're editing on phone. But if you're editing on laptop, I think that would be too much. Then the contrast, look at what it does. It makes it more, should I say, vivid or faded. So sometimes I might just want my video to be a little bit faded. I don't want that sharp. I don't want the eye contrast. I just want it to be soft, not too, you understand, not too contrasty. So it depends on what you want. As a general rule, I would say maybe leave it at 4 or 5, and if you want it to be soft, just leave it here. Then the brightness, you know what brightness means, you know what it does. It can actually bring down the brightness of your scene. So another thing that some creators do is that they shoot in the afternoon and they later reduce the brightness of the clip to make it look as if they shot it at night. It's a trick that creators use. So yeah, brilliant too. Also the same thing, it has to do with brightness, but a little bit different from the brightness that we saw earlier. All right, so sharpen for CapCut Mobile, I would suggest that you use 90 to 100 or 85 to 100, but for PC don't use more than 14 because your video will look somehow. All right, so you have the clarity. I don't use the clarity so much, but let me just show you what it does. I don't really like it. Then the HSL is how you edit a particular color. So for example, that blue at my back, I want to change it to, like, let's say gray. What I'll just do is that I would reduce the saturation here. Remember that I told you that saturation is how you how do I say it now? Saturation is how you add colors or remove. Saturation adds more color or removes the color completely. So you can see that the blue at my back has gone. If I want to increase it, I'll just bring it there a little bit. Yeah, so that's that about that. Then graphs, I don't really use graph that much. I've collaborated this video already, but something you should know here is that you can use the S curve for the graph. You can use the S curve and just find what works best for you. Now the highlights, I use this one a lot. I put this one if I'm editing on CapCut Mobile. I put this one at -20 or -25. There's a reason why I do it like that, and it's because I want my image to be soft. So highlights are those places in your video where they are just too exposed, where they are overexposed. You understand? All those highlights, all those places are overexposed. That's why they call them highlights. They are actually different from the rest of the clip. So what I do is that I just reduce them a little bit so that they are not too sharp. You understand? So that they are not too sharp. I just put them at, sometimes I put them at 40. I put highlight at 40. Then shadow too. Yeah. So all those dark places in my clip previously, if I increase the shadow, it would affect everywhere in my clip. Then white. That's to do with the white videos. Then blacks, sorry, it has to do with white in the videos. Sorry, the white has to do with the white in the videos that can actually make it brighter or darker. Then the blacks, you can bring the black down or bring it up. If you're using CapCut PC, you'll be able to see a color scope that you can use to monitor your color grading. Then the temperature is how I add warmth or coolness to my video. Remember what I thought about psychology of colors when it comes to editing? Please pay attention to that when you are editing or color grading. So you is how I put maybe purple or green to my videos. Is also adding colors to the video. So if I want this cinematic vibe, I can just put this fade option. You see, many movies that you watch, they use the fade option a lot. They use it a lot. Yeah. So after that one, I can put vignette. So vignette is what it actually makes the viewer focus on the main subject, the person talking in the middle. That's what vignette does. It takes away the viewer's eyes from distraction. Takes away the viewer's eyes from distraction and makes them plug in. So those edges will be black. The further I move it, the blacker it will become, and if I move it to the left, it will be white. But I don't know why many people just prefer black. Yeah, and the grain for texture. The grain for texture, I don't really use it. And also on CapCut mobile, you can increase your video quality. Also you can save your color grade as a preset, so that anytime you want to use it, you can just come into this place, click on the preset, and bam, you have your color graded video. You just have to start tweaking some things. All right, so let's just play around with keyframes and color grading. Thank you so much.